think of the passion, God love everlasting. Keep the law of the land and book in case you're asking. Moving forward to the learning and it's free, cause I know that God know the combo go with Sister E. Love talk Sister E, God work Sister E, charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E. All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we going deep. Love talk Sister E, God's work Sister E, charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, I just realized something. I am on which browser am I on? Let me see. Okay, good. I'm on Chrome. I'm not on Edge because I have an issue with Edge. What's going on, family? What y'all doing? I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Let's go ahead and get it cracking, y'all. I kind of want to quickly talk about what's going on in DC. Does anybody give me a 1 if you listen to Democracy Now? Give me a 1 if you listen to Democracy Now. Hey, I'm gonna do shout outs while y'all giving me them ones. What's going on, Timothy? Van P, what's going on? Elijah. Hello, Team Truth. What's going on, Stephanie? The Most High Child, Diana. Who else do we have in here? Susan G, what's going on? I hope I didn't miss nobody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. What's going on, Desiree? What's going on, family? What do y'all got going on in here? When I tell y'all, I was watching Democracy Now! Today. So, yeah, I got a little time on my hands. I had a little break today. So, me being me, have not been watching the news lately. I haven't. But I kind of caught something on Democracy Now! Everybody's been talking about. So, Steve, when are you going to talk about what's going on in D.C.? What's going on in D.C.? It was enough people flooding these internet streets about D.C. that I said, well, I might do something on it. Thank you so much, the Most High Child. Love you too. Thank you. I ran across something, y'all, and I'm gonna play it for y'all. And I'm just gonna say this. Let me go ahead and read my disclaimer. Let me turn on my little lamp because my eyes ain't getting any younger. Ooh, Jesus, I cut the lamp. That lamp is too bright. Hold on. Ooh, no. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's supposed to be. Oh, it's this one. Bring this light down. All right. It was too bright. Sandina. I hope I'm saying that right. What's going on? So, let's do this. Let me do my little disclaimer because we're going straight to business. I plan to go to bed tonight at a decent time. Because I got some stuff I got to do in the morning. And if I do not get to bed, it makes it 20 times harder for me to do anything. All right, so here we go. Before I talk about it, y'all, let me put this disclaimer out. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, new reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, fair use. This video and this conversation is going to be for education and research only. Let me put this little thingy at the bottom. Fair use. So with that being said, there are very few news outlets I watch now because all news is now got to the point that it makes no sense to me. They are sticking to this Epstein stuff with Trump and nobody gives a rat's patootie. about what's going on with this Epstein, but everybody wants to know what's going on in DC. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the conversations between Putin and Zelensky and Trump. People want to hear about that, but they flooding it with dumb stuff. I mean, it's like they don't touch on the important stuff. So what I do now is um um it's sad Sister E has to do that, others don't have to. Yeah, it is. So I watch things like Democracy Now. Democracy Now is pretty good. I don't watch Redacted anymore because Redacted gets his wife gets on my nerves. I can't take her. I tried. Redacted actually has some information, but even with some of his stuff, I think is a little bit on the I don't want to say conspiracy side, but some things just be it doesn't make any sense on some of the stuff he reports about. But I do like Al Jazeera and I like Democracy Now. What I like about Democracy Now, I think the press itself only gives you the news and not necessarily their opinion, but gives you the information and allow you to make the decision. Now we know it doesn't always work like that, but everybody now is choosing sides. Everybody's choosing sides. Redacted is choosing sides. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, everybody chooses a side. Where you don't get the whole picture, you get their perception of what's going on. And that's what I hate. Give me the big picture. Give me the truth. I want to know what's really going on when it's dealing with stuff like this. One of the only few that do not give you their opinion is Democracy Now. I've been rocking with Democracy Now for about, I'm going to say almost 2 years, a year and a half now, about a year. However long, because I don't know how long she's been out, so I think it's probably about a year I've been rocking with Democracy Now. I hope I said, yeah, Democracy Now. I've been rocking with them for about a year. Um, Redacted, I was trying. Like I said, I was trying, but sometimes it can get so outlandish and weird, and like I said, everybody's giving their opinion, and then one, I just wife gets on my nerves, and I think they had a conversation about reparations, and when you start saying that, my ancestors didn't have anything, I did, but you're benefiting from it ultimately. So if you're benefiting from what we've built, black Americans, and you're making money off these platforms, and they come over here. My family was immigrants, and this. How did your family be able to do the stuff that they did? You get what I'm saying? So her and her husband, I just can't. I tried, y'all. I tried. They have some good information, but I find myself screaming at her. So I on the screen and him. So it's very much so it doesn't give you the lens. Instead of reporting the data, you're giving me your opinion. I don't want to hear your opinion. Can I be honest? I don't want to hear anybody's opinion. I want you to just report on it. And once you've reported, you can still provide your insight. And there's nothing wrong with reporters providing their insight, but when the majority of your conversation is based on your bias, I don't like that. I really don't. The press is supposed to report the information and report the true side of it. I mean, give the facts. Thank you. Give facts. And I just can't. I can't with the news now. And I try. Like I said, right now they're talking about California, Texas wage redistricting war over the red drawn maps. So that right there is good information. But the rest of the day, that's all I've been watching is Epstein, 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 Epstein. Because in my bedroom / office, uh, I have my TV and I can kind of turn my TV to watch it as I'm doing work. And it got on my nerves to the point that it's playing in the background, y'all, and it's muted, like right now.
And disappearing people off the streets. That's what this will be about, and I'm confident.
So I play it in the background. Well, they talk so much about Epstein today that I said, I'm so tired. So I just cut it out. I actually got it playing, but I got it on mute. But with that being said, I still watch like things online. So as I decided to get out the house today and take a walk. So I grabbed my bag, got my headphones, and was like, let me see what's on YouTube. And I saw Democracy Now! Reporting on what was going on in DC. I said, oh man. I said, let me look at this. So I ended up looking at it. And when I was looking at it, I said, wow. Now, keep in mind, on TikTok, they're saying that nobody's really talking about it. There's no content creators talking about it. The way these DC police officers act. So let me tell you the big story for those who don't know. In DC right now, they have federalized the police force. It's under federal, I guess, jurisdiction. I think that's how you can say it. So you have a lot of ICE, FBI agents, Homeland Security, all of them patrolling DC. But they're targeting certain neighborhoods. And I'm going to show you what happens when you try to uphold the law, but you look like us in their neighborhood. You gonna see what I'm about to show y'all in a little bit. Yeah, in Washington D.C. In Washington D.C. Did I say that earlier? Yeah, I meant to say that in D.C. So with that being said, things have been said that when I called it, and I'll play it for y'all, I'm not gonna say it. I was like, wow, wait a minute, hold on, that ain't right. But pretty much, local police officers are no longer in charge. It's the federal, and they've made it a federal thing. So, let me play it for you. So I want to say, shout out to Democracy Now! Please don't flag my video because I want to play your stuff. I'm gonna give you props though. Go and subscribe for Democracy Now! All right, like really. Oh, here we go. So y'all hear Rio in the background. He got started. I thought I got away. Really, sir? This what you do? Now he back up here with me. Well, actually, he back in here. Okay, thank you. Thank you for patrolling the area, sir. Whatever's out there, he's scared. He's going back to go patrol. So y'all, if he start barking, y'all know what it is. So I'm gonna get to the video. Again, for education and research purposes only. That's why we playing this video. So fair use. I'm getting ready to share. And I'm gonna talk through it, and we can talk through it. So the name of the video is DC Residents Demand End of the Federal Takeover. So federal authorities have taken over DC. They're saying that DC has high crime, and they're saying DC for the past 30 years, the crime has dropped drastically. So they're trying to figure out, why do y'all have these federal agents within DC? But the crazy part, y'all, is not only National Guard, DC got their National Guard over there, which I'm wondering, where were they January 6th? They all of a sudden was gone. Tennessee and Mississippi sent their National Guard as well. Another question that came up amongst the community is, why are they sending federal or the National Guard to DC when Memphis is an entire war zone? I think they're trying to see how this works, and then if it works, come into a city near you. So with that being said, I'll play some of the video. Now the biggest thing is also, I think they're trying to get black folks out their house, because I'll say this before I even get started. Black people are so disconnected now that we literally telling everybody, stay out these protests, stay out this stuff. So literally agents is like, we want to do martial law, but y'all not coming outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock on y'all doors. I said, federal agents are literally knocking on these folks' doors, and they're in the majority, and they're in these chocolate cities. So it's very interesting that this is happening, and it's happening in DC. Like I said, and the thing is, I'm not speaking from what I know. I'm speaking from experience. I come from Memphis, and I moved to Virginia, which is where I lived. It was like 20, 30 minutes outside of DC. Y'all remember that? I never was afraid for my life. I never saw anything that was like, oh, I'm scared. But and I was walking down the street, but I'm gonna put some money on the table. I bet you I won't be walking around Memphis like that unless you strapped. I don't fool with Memphis like that. Like walking. No, we're not walking because you're not finna rob me. I'm so sorry, Memphis. I love you. I grew up in Memphis. I'm a Memphis girl to my heart. But with that being said, I'm not dumb either. So I ain't never been afraid for my life in DC. But I betcha, Memphis I am. So you're sending National Guard from Tennessee to DC. Make it make sense. Not to mention, they said Mississippi National Guard is over there as well. A hotbed in at the same level of Memphis is what? Jackson, Mississippi. So they send in National Guards. You got from Mississippi and Tennessee, and those two cities need the National Guard there. So sorry, Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi. But let's be honest. That ain't it. Yes, 78. I feel the same way. She right. She said, I work in the city and I've never had any problems. My daughter went to school in the city. My daughter went to college in DC. Never was worried at all. In and out of those dorms, going to class, her and her friends going to hang out on that little area. You know that area in DC is a U Street or whatever that street is. I think, what street is that? Anybody from DC, y'all know what is that street that all the college students hang out in? Somebody put it in the chat for me. Because I think it's U Street or something like that. I can't remember. But when she did, her and her friends went and hung out in DC. Never was concerned. But I bet you if my child go to the grocery store, yeah, U Street, I bet you if my daughter go to the grocery store in Memphis, I'm concerned. Because Memphis is that's a for real live. I'm talking about war zone. Like that's a war zone. DC is far from a war zone. Now I know 30 years ago, DC wasn't no joke, but now DC is so daggum gentrified. It's ridiculous. It's borderline almost gentrified. You still got your black neighborhoods. So when you're dealing with those, come on now, they gentrifying these main cities, these big cities like this. Somebody said even they're talking about sending the National Guard to New York. I'm like, oh my gosh, the most you're gonna have a problem with is angry liberals. They're gonna fight you. I don't think none of these black folks out here, especially with ICE being in there, I don't think they're gonna get much out of New York. But you shall in Memphis and you in Jackson, because I don't think that there's not as many immigrants. That's not a majority immigrant in city. Memphis isn't. So with that being said, what is this? Wow. Somebody said, wow, ask the right questions. U Street. Yep, it's U Street. So let me see. Tennessee has the highest crime rate now. Correct. And all of it is, majority of it is coming out of Memphis. I'm just gonna be honest. Yes, DC is gentrified. That's why I'm sitting here like, I have hung many nights in DC. Never, ever afraid for my life. I used to go to, since I don't live there, don't nobody know me no more over there. But it was a grocery store in DC called Safeway. Anybody that live in that area, Virginia and all that, Safeway is like, that's the store that I would go to. And I used to go to the one in, I forgot what park, but you can go in, you can park your car, then you can go into the grocery store. Then there's a couple of restaurants and bars and stuff all around it. So what I would do is find a way to, if I'm going to dinner, I just park my car over there, and where I ain't got to search for a parking spot and get a ticket and just pay to park. And it was cheap. It wasn't expensive. I think I paid a couple of dollars to park over there. Unlike this crazy city I live in now. You either gonna pay for parking or you're gonna pay for a ticket. That's how New York is. So I would go all the time and hang out and go by myself. I used to go to Poets and something. What is it called? Something. What's the name of the restaurant? Y'all know the name of the restaurant in DC? Poets and something. What is it called? Somebody put it in the chat. Something in Poets. I love it there. I used to love going there. In fact, the crazy thing is this weekend I was thinking about going. to DC. I guess I'm not going because I'm not going to that. Bus Boys and Poets. Yes, that's my favorite. That's my spot right there, y'all. That's my spot in DC. So I would go to Bus Boys and Poets, give me a little food, maybe have a little glass of wine, a little libation, and just sit and chill. Wasn't scared. I was on that street. What's that street? Oh, I don't know. What? I'm not gonna ask y'all the street. I'm gonna find it. I need to get back to DC. I don't even know the name of the streets no more. What street is it that I used to go to? It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Don't nobody give me the street. Don't give me the street. It's the one that, cause I'm gonna find the street. Don't nobody get it because I would go to Bus Boys and Poets eating there right down the street. It was a Jenny's ice cream. Ooh, fire ice cream. I miss Jenny's so much. The ooey gooey cake ice cream. Oh gosh, I would get that once a week. But I would just go and hang out and have a good time, park my car. Ain't worried about anything. Ain't worried about being robbed, nothing. It was on. Hold on, y'all. I need glasses. I have glasses, so I'm going to find the name of this place. Hold on. It is on. Hold on. I figured out. I figured it, but it's like a Jenny's is over there. It was a bunch of cool spots. So, and with that being said, DC is a chill spot. So, again, it's questionable. But let me go and play this video, a little bit of it.
Tennessee has become the 6th Republican state to agree to send National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to assist President Trump's growing takeover of the nation's capital. The Republican governors of Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Mississippi are also sending National Guard troops. Many of the troops arrived Tuesday. The Republican governors deployed the National Guard, even though many of the states have cities with worse crime rates than D.C. This comes as the online news outlet, The Handbasket, reports D.C. National Guard members have begun actively training to carry pistols on the streets of D.C. President Trump sent in the National Guard last week after claiming D.C. is facing a crime emergency, even though records show violent crime in the district is at a 30-year low. In January, the U.S. Attorney's Office of the District of Columbia put out a press release headlined "Violent Crime in D.C. Hits 30-Year Low." But President Trump has questioned the numbers, and now federal prosecutors have launched a criminal investigation into whether D.C. police manipulated data to make crime rates appear lower. The DOJ probe will be run out of the office of Trump's hand-picked interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, former Fox News personality Jeanine Pirro. Meanwhile, the Washington Post reports a new poll found 80% of D.C. residents oppose Trump's executive order to federalize D.C.'s law enforcement. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser accused Trump of engaging in an authoritarian push by deploying the national.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say something. Rio started barking. Can y'all weather through? Rio! Hey! Oh, gosh. Y'all coming in and out and banging on walls. Rio! Hey! He doesn't give any give. Okay. So, have y'all heard they don't too much care for the mayor there, Bowers. Rio! They don't too much care for the mayor there. So bringing her up, the residents are really pissed off with her. So let me keep playing because Rio seems to want to give y'all a show. So hold on.
National Guard. This is Mayor Bowser speaking Monday.
The numbers on the ground in the district don't support 1,000 people from other states coming to Washington, D.C. You know that. This is not about something that fits into logic. So if you want to, the question is really not for us. It's for why the military would be deployed in an American city to police Americans? That's the question.
Community organizers have rallied against Trump's deployment of the National Guard. This is Samantha Davis, the founder of the Black Swan Academy, which helps empower Black youth.
Now, my thing is this. Have y'all noticed that they're making this a Black thing? They're slowly, even she said, they always trying to get some type of representation in the Black community. I think if anything, if we got representation in the Black community, it's more so to train them how to manage in this type of environment. But yet and still, they keep putting, and who's on the camera now? This is really the alphabet community. You don't see a black face in here. And even when they talk about it in an upcoming report, they never bring up black bodies. But they're subconsciously trying to get us to come out the house, not falling for it. And they're trying to make us get in the street and fight. And where you got to be careful is in that propaganda machine, they will try to make it, and they may find one video that is just off the chain, but then hide the rest of the videos. Today, I saw in DC, this white guy, this clear man got mad at one of the police officers, got mad at one of the police officers. Guess what they did to him? The guy threw a sandwich at him. It was on YouTube. It was on TikTok. Like the way he got mad and threw the sandwich and hit the man in his face. But I'm going to play a couple of other videos for y'all to see. But what we got to be careful is the narrative. What I want people to be is aware of your surroundings. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get in them streets and act a fool in the middle of the streets, because yet it's still, they're going, and I'm going to show the video. He threw the sandwich, y'all. That was so funny. But be aware of the propaganda machine, what they're trying to do, because guess what? They couldn't pull us out the house with any of the protests. But what they're going to say is what they're trying to play here. And I'm not saying her. She just reporting. But if you look at other outlets, that's what they trying to show you pictures of them doing this. Knocking at somebody's door, or, I should have did that because Rio. Don't start. Now he looking at me like that's you. But they're trying to pull us out the house. So that's why we got to be careful. A lot of these groups are going to pop up and say, we need to do this. Now, anything I think we need to do is train our people how to conduct themselves in this type of atmosphere, but never get out there and fight with them folks on the floor. That's just how I feel about it. Because again, you're talking about DC. DC is just gentrified just about now. But guess what? They're taking the cities over. Come on, get in the street and protest. Black folks saying, I'm finna still sit in the house. They're going to have to knock at my door. So guess what they're doing? They're showing videos of them knocking at the door. Don't fall for the hype. But they are doing some stuff, but this is even more. We still got to be careful. So let's keep it moving.
This is not about crime. This is about control. This is not about public safety. This is about power. Last week, Donald Trump suggested that our children in D.C. as young as 14 should be tried as adults. Let me ask you, do we want that? No. And Trump's U.S. attorney has said that she wants to come after our youth and was frustrated because I can't get my hands on them. Do we want that? No. Trump threatened that if D.C. didn't start punishing our children more harshly, then he would federalize our city. Do we want that? No. Trump will not bully us into preying on our children. We will not sacrifice our children to a tyrant.
We go now to D.C., where we're joined by Kaya Chatterjee, the executive director of the group Free D.C. Kaya, welcome to Democracy Now! The number of troops that have been deployed, can you give us an update? We know 6 Republican-led states have agreed to send troops. And as NPR reported this morning, in a number of cities in these 6 Republican-led states, the crime rates are worse than Washington, D.C.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me. What we're seeing here is something that would be considered an act of civil war if DC were a state, if we had equal representation under the law. There's National Guard coming from one state to another state against the wishes of the elected officials and of the people who are here. So this is clearly straight out of the playbook of any dictator. They want to take over the capital of the country in order to silence dissent. And we actually are very vulnerable to that here in DC because we don't have statehood. We don't have equal representation under the law. We don't control our elected officials don't control our own National Guard. These are vulnerabilities that are not just vulnerabilities for the people of DC, but these are vulnerabilities to the people of this country and our democracy, and therefore vulnerabilities to the entire world that is being put at risk by this takeover of DC.
Y'all, when you see DC, my concern is the college students, but you see more Black college students. You don't really see any type of element what they trying to. You don't see that in DC. So it's a bit concerning that they're, trying to push that narrative. So let me continue on.
Armed takeover of DC that is combined also with this surge forces that are, doing a lot of the same things that we're hearing about in the rest of the country in terms of kidnapping people, and we're seeing a lot of illegal activity here too. We're seeing illegal checkpoints. We're seeing, racial discrimination. We're seeing illegal stop and frisk. I mean, that's touching people's genitals without their consent. What we're seeing is lawlessness.
Jonathan, what I was trying to say, and I hope you mean, DC does have a large Black community. I'm sorry, but ultimately they're making it seem as if they're trouble. Every single time I've seen the Black youth, they pretty much in their own neighborhoods, but the areas they're trying to show, like I think I saw one video in U Avenue and a couple of places when I was there. I was like, I see a Black community, but not what y'all trying to make it seem like to be. It's just normal Black people hanging out. If you do see us in DC, when you do see them in DC, but yeah, this is kind of interesting to see how this is going to play out. But again, it's still a lot of that area. Some of that area is gentrified. Like when you go into some of those neighborhoods over by, I think even U Avenue, that right there is you look at those houses; those are huge. Some of those houses are huge. So, but yeah.
But it's all coming from the White House.
That how is it manifesting itself on the ground right now in the daily life of DC residents?
Well, people are both very rightly, taking precautions, walking in pairs, letting people know when they're leaving places, because sometimes we're seeing, people going to work and getting snatched up, put in chains. And because these gangs of Trump's.
See, what's a trigger word for Black people? Put in chains. Put in chains. So we equated put somebody in handcuffs and chains. That's all I'm saying is I feel like they are targeting our community, but they're also trying to target our community to say what and get in the streets and act the fool. That right there would set it off. I think, and that's just my thoughts. That right there would set the whole game off. They want us to get in the middle. And the thing is, again, we can be involved, but try to be involved in a way that we understand our laws. And a lot of us are a lot smarter than they think. If anything, you can meet a dude on the in the street that got fresh out of jail. They know the law better than you sometimes because they sit and study it. But we understand our rights because we live in a place that you don't understand your surroundings. You are messed up. So ultimately, you see us, we're trying to, people need to remain in that realm, but pay attention how the words are being played. They've been being played. She literally said in chains. I said, oh man. So
federal agents are often unlabeled. They're often wearing masks. Sometimes family members don't know where their loved ones have been taken. But we're also seeing a sense of defiance in the people of DC. I think people in DC do understand that we have to protect our community, and that also ultimately we as a broader community in DC, but also we're going to need allies all throughout the country and the world in order to do what people have done as they rise up against dictators all over the world, ultimately take them down by banding together and not cooperating. And so I think in DC we have both a sense of defiance, but a leaning into all the things that make DC so beautiful, right? Like leaning into our neighborhood culture, loving our neighbors, listening to go-go music on the streets. We have people, banging pots and pans every night at 8 p.m. to represent the 8 wards of DC. These are called cacerolazos. They're tried and this is a tried and tested tool of taking down dictators by showing a sense of joy, showing a sense of community. And so what we're seeing is a lot of defiance, a lot of pride in DC culture, a very clear sense that we, the people, are going to have to keep ourselves safe and take this down. But also, it is a lot of brutality that we are experiencing and that our communities are experiencing. And we want these forces gone now. We want them out of our communities. DC is united in this. We do not want them here. We want them gone today. And so, we have this bill in front of Congress that we're asking our allies around the country to support. They can go to freedcproject.org/allies or freedcproject.org/occupation if you're from any of those states that are sending.
But yeah, what I like is pay attention. Everybody talking. She ain't said a word. The woman that's on the the lady who does democracy now. She ain't said a word. It's everybody else talking. That's what I like, and I pay attention to that. But ultimately, again, they keep throwing Black people into the narrative, but that's all I'm seeing is clear people. And I'm sitting there and I was like, okay, but you do see some videos within DC where they're in the Black neighborhoods, but ultimately here, that's all you see is, clear people. I try to watch how I say that.
Guards here. That is dangerous not only for us, but of course also for those states where those guards are not available, in the middle of a climate crisis during hurricane season in states that are extremely vulnerable.
I wanted to ask you also your reaction to this report by the Washington Post that the Justice Department is now going to launch an investigation into whether city officials manipulated data to make crime rates appear to be lower, and how you feel your mayor, Muriel Bowser, is responding to this occupation.
Our elected officials are following the law, and that is exactly what we are not seeing from the White House. That is where the criminal element is coming from. And so we understand that dictators want to make up their own numbers, want to make up their own truth. We saw this with, labor statistics. We're now seeing it with other statistics. Like, this is all out of a playbook. In some ways, it's very predictable, but it's also very well known what people do and the people power that can come together to take down this kind of dictatorship.
I'm wondering if you can comment on the $1 billion that Congress has withheld from Washington, D.C., what that means, and where money is being spent.
Yes, so $1.1 billion of DC local funds. So that is our locally raised funds were frozen by Congress. I will say that we had a unique moment when this money was frozen, where all of the senators in the U.S. Senate voted to give these resources back, but then it got stuck in the House of Representatives, and they never voted to give our money back. You know, obviously, if they want DC to be safe, then they would allow us to fund housing, food, education, all of the things that we know reduce crime rates. And, you know, as I said earlier, if you want to keep DC safe, you do the opposite of what this regime is doing. You stop mass firings. You make sure you're funding healthcare, education, food. Those are the things that enhance safety and having a sense of community. And so we do also continue to demand the release of our local funds and allow us to spend those resources here in DC, where again, we raised these resources locally. There's no other place in this country where the federal government can come in and steal local tax dollars, freeze local tax dollars. And so I think it is important for people to understand why this is an important moment for people to care about a free DC, to care about statehood for the people of DC, and to actually give us, for once, equal representation under the law. Because the reason we don't have it is a legacy of slavery and a legacy of racism. And this is a moment for people who believe that in equal rights to stand with
Y'all catch that? They said, okay, slavery. Everybody's standing for my rights. I want somebody to stand for my reparations. Yeah, they don't do nothing for me. But now all of a sudden, you know, come on now. But this is what I like. Bring it all out. Bring it all out so I can see it. And democracy now, every single time she gives it to me. Again, you never hear her opinion. She let people state their viewpoint. I think that's good. But with that being said, they love to throw, you know, hey, what about the black people? Black people like, I'm good. That's how we act like that. Like, no, you're right, but I'm good. We have to say, I'm good. And you gotta be careful. But yes, we gotta watch both sides though. Because while we chilling at home, it could be something on the side going on. So make sure you got yourself prepared mentally and understanding your rights. So just in case somebody catches you, you can be able to say, you know, you have a right to do, you know, X, Y, and Z. But yeah.
DC, because right now you're either with DC or you are with tyranny. And whether it's a corporation or anyone else any other entity in this country, this is a moment where people have to decide, are you on the side of the people or are you on the side of this dictator and this tyranny?
I just wanted to ask you about President Trump's threats against the unhoused population of Washington, D.C. This is Jesse Rabinowitz of the National Homelessness Law Center speaking outside the White House.
Locking up people you don't like or don't want to see is textbook authoritarianism. Trump is testing opinion by focusing on groups that he believes to have little public sympathy, like folks who live outside. Right now, they are coming for homeless folks, trans folks, and migrants.
Now, the story now has flipped. He only speaking for, he said, homeless people, trans people, and what's the other one? And immigration. Those are the three hot topics that they want to talk about because they can't no longer. You get what I'm saying? Y'all see how? But he didn't say black people. When he finishes, he ain't gonna say black folks. He said those three groups specifically. They say what they think. Can you say when you say something? I've been taught the first thing that you say is really what's on your mind. That's what he's thinking. Does that make sense, y'all? Am I making sense? I'm a little sleepy. Is it making sense what I'm saying? Crazy. Play my glasses. I can't see. Oh man. I'm gonna keep playing.
want to see is textbook authoritarianism. Trump is testing opinion by focusing on groups that he believes to have little public sympathy, like folks who live outside. Right now, they are coming for homeless folks, trans folks, and migrants. But rest assured, soon they will come for everyone who is not a white, straight, cis, wealthy Christian man. The only solution is solidarity and collective action.
And finally, Kia, we're just wrapping up right now, Kia Chatterjee. They've already dismantled the largest unhoused encampment. Can you talk about what's happening to the unhoused in Washington, D.C. as these, now it looks like thousands of troops are moving in and now being allowed to carry pistols?
It's incredibly dangerous for our unhoused population. And I think one thing that's important to understand about our communities is that these are community members that are woven into the fabric of our communities in DC. We have a newspaper called Street Sense magazine, Street Sense newspaper that is written by and sold by people who are houseless in our community. These are neighbors who we know, we see them outside, we talk to them every day, and witnessing this brutality is so harmful to our communities and to those people. They are literally putting all of people's belongings into the trash. They are trying to make it a crime to be poor. They are trying to make it a crime to simply exist for people who are poor. We know that sleeping is a biological necessity, and if you say that it is illegal to sleep outside, what you're saying is that somebody's existence is illegal. And that's not just somebody. These are our neighbors. This is our community. They are being treated with such incredible brutality right now, and we need that to end. And that is our fundamental message, is that the people of DC are united in wanting these escalated forces, Trump's escalated forces, out of our communities today. There are bills that would end this sooner rather than later. There are bills that would end it today, and we are asking for everybody's support to allies from around the country and around the world. Visit our website. Again, it's freedcproject.org/allies or /occupation, and find out how you can help us, because we are very united that this attack on our people, whether it's our houseless neighbors, whether it is immigrants, whether it is anyone else, it needs to end.
Kia Chatterjee, I want to thank you for being with us, Executive Director of the group Free DC. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more. Tennessee has
Yep. This is very, very, very interesting. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. The true war, because they're trying to. I heard something, and I think she said it could be. I heard someone mention today, and I forgot where, as if we're about to go into a civil war. If it is, it's really gonna be against the liberals and the conservatives. They about to fight in the middle of the street. But yet and still, this is a fight of the liberals. They fighting this, and it's their war. I mean, black folks have been getting stopped and frisked for so long. This ain't new to us. I hate to say it, and I ain't upholding it, but this isn't. I mean, they've never cared before. Now all of a sudden, they're coming into our towns, and it's like, okay. I mean, it ain't cool what he doing. I mean, it pretty much isn't, but yet and still, our voices make noise. When we see something, we say something. And when it go down when we're involved. So guess what? They need this. They can't do it themselves. So they said chains. They putting them in chains. And they mentioned slavery. I said, oh, here we go. But I don't see not one, really, I saw one black guy. The rest I saw was their communities. Come on. He's Buckhorse, DC said our neighborhoods. Okay. But yet and still, it's just interesting. It's very interesting. So let's see. What's the next thing? I said I wasn't finna be out here all night. I was not, y'all. Let's see. There was one video I wanted to show y'all before I ended it, because what time is it? How long have I been out here? I'm trying to make sure I stick to a time so I can get to bed early. Let me see. What time did I get started? Well, I'll find it. But let me play this video for y'all. Find this video. Let me see. And then I'm going to close up. Yeah, my computer is moving real slow. Hold on. Okay, I can't get TikTok to come up. Hold on, y'all. Found it. Okay, let me share. Yeah, this is so funny.
A Department of Justice attorney has been fired and charged with felony assault after he allegedly threw a sandwich at a federal officer in Washington, D.C. The incident happened late Sunday on U Street, where federal agents were deployed under President Trump's recent crime crackdown. Sean Charles Dunn, an internal affairs specialist for the DOJ's criminal division, no relation to Straight Arrow News employee Sean Dunn, reportedly called a Customs and Border Protection agent a fascist before hurling a sandwich at his chest. He was arrested on the spot and admitted to the act, saying, quote, "I did it. I threw a sandwich." Attorney General Pam Bondi announced Dunn's firing, calling him part of the deep state, while U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro said he thought it was funny, but now he faces up to 8 years in prison. But what do you think? Can this attorney muster up a good case, or is he in a pickle? Let us know in the comments and follow us here for more.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, we got more to talk about, but I'm going to save it for another conversation. So, like I said, y'all, I wanted to play this for y'all, and we kind of do a play-by-play. Be careful out here in these streets. Make sure that you know your rights. Watch where you're going. Keep your head on a swivel. But that's wherever you live. But definitely right now in D.C. But I want to thank y'all again for your support. I just want to kind of talk through this. So I am getting ready to go to bed, because what time is it? It's 10:30. I'm trying to go to bed early. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I said I was going to do about an hour. I'm going to try to do another hour possibly tomorrow to talk about a little bit more about this and see if I can pull some people up. So, all right, family. I will see y'all this weekend. Hopefully tomorrow. Have a good one.
All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we're going deep. Love talk, Sister E. God's work, Sister E. Charity, Sister E. Let's talk with Sister E.